Yo, what up, guys? AIP is back in the building, and we have Wordz firing shots at A-Reece in his new collab project with Mash Beats. The specific song where he does fire shots at A-Reece and Revenge Club Records is the song titled Adam. Now, Wordz starts off the song by saying, "Let him claim my old stuff, I got new credits." Now, what Wordz is telling us here is that Reece is the guy who's getting all of the royalties for the songs that were made during the TWC days, right? Now, the project that I believe that Wordz is speaking about here must be Long Lost Letters. Now, that might be the album that Wordz might not be getting any credits for, even though he was a part of it because it was a collab project with A-Reece and Wordz. So when Wordz says this, he says, you know what, it's cool. You can have the money or claim all the money for that project. It's all good. I have new credits, and when he says new credits, he's speaking about all the new music that he has dropped after leaving TWC and being independent. So that's what he's speaking about there on that specific line. And I think that's something that we have to respect Wordz for. I mean, like, he left TWC and he's still able to stand on his own 2 feet, and he's still able to have a music career in this hip-hop business. So that's something that we really have to respect him for, because a lot of the guys who were into WC right now don't really have a career because they really depend on A-Reece to be on their songs for it to get any traction. And Wordz is a guy who can literally stand on his own 2 feet and doesn't really need Reece. I don't get it twisted, his most streamed song, which is Real Niggas Only, has A-Reece, but he's still been able to have his own songs that have really done damage in the game without Reece. So that's something that we have to really respect Wordz for right there. The next line that is directed at A-Reece in the song is when Wordz says, "How you wrote it isn't how you said it." Now, the main song here that he is speaking about is the 5-year plan. Now, there have been some claims from A-Reece's side with him saying that he did write the song, but then Wordz is saying, nah, that song was actually mine and I gave it to you. So that's the song that Wordz is speaking about there when he says this line. Now, this is a bit of a tricky situation, man, because there's no way for us to really know who did write the song. So this situation is still kind of in the dark because we can't actually verify who's telling the truth between A-Reece and Wordz on who wrote the 5-year plan. I mean, like, it is a hit and I hope that they're both eating from that song, but when it comes to these songwriting claims and allegations, it always gets a bit tricky to know who's lying and who's telling the truth. The next line that is directed at A-Reece in the song is when Wordz says, "You probably disrespect me because you never thought I'd come for yours." Now, as we've seen throughout the years, man, Reece has low-key been throwing jabs at the old TWC members. Now, Wordz is a guy, bro, in my opinion, who I feel like has been trying his best to mind his own, and he hasn't really done any interviews like how X Global did to speak about Reece in a bad way or anything like that, right? But then Reece just kept on poking the bear. In his songs, he'd send slight jabs at this guy, bro. And I feel like now Wordz is really, really tired. And this is why he says this. He says that A-Reece is disrespecting him because he doesn't think that Wordz is gonna clap back or, diss him back. But now Wordz is showing us that, nah, me, bruh, I can also do what you're doing as well. And I think that Wordz is just honestly just sick and tired of hearing Reece dissing him on his records. So Wordz is just pretty much fighting back at this point, and that's something that I do respect, because Reece probably thought that, nah, Wordz is not gonna come for me or my guys, but now Wordz is saying, nah, me, bruh, I've really tried to ignore what you've been saying, but it just gets to a point where the bear just gets tired of getting poked, bro, and now Wordz is really fighting back. And that's something that I personally do respect, man, because you can't be talking slick about gents and not expect them to come at you after you've been disrespecting them on your albums or your songs. Now, the next line that is directed at A-Reece and his crew, Revenge Club Records, is when Wordz says, "The whole Revenge Club could never touch my ish." Now, let's go to the Revenge Club roster real quick, right? We have A-Reece, we have J Jody, we have TK, and we have DJ Clen, right? Now, when it comes to a versus battle between A-Reece and Wordz, I think it's pretty much a landslide at this point. I think that everybody would pick A-Reece there, and I don't think that anyone can really argue that, right? Sharp. Now, let's move on to the next guy on the roster. We have J Jody. Now, if you're asking me, bro, between J Jody and Wordz, man, I'm personally picking Wordz, bro. I feel like Wordz is probably the better artist when it comes to him and J Jody, but that's just my opinion at the end of the day. But I can hear his claim that when he says that the whole Revenge Club can't touch my ish. I don't think that J Jody's music is touching Wordz, and that's just my opinion, bro. I'm not saying that J Jody is a bad rapper or he's a bad artist, but I just think that Wordz' music just edges whatever J Jody has put out, in my opinion. I mean, like, People Forget to Be People and Product of a Praying Mother beats any of J Jody's projects, but at the end of the day, that is just my opinion. And then we move on to the next guy on the roster, TK. Now, even while TK was a rapper, bro, I don't think that he was that good of an artist or rapper, so Wordz also cleans him out as well. DJ Clan isn't really a rapper. I mean, like, he did drop a good album with Viral, but it's still not touching Wordz' projects. So Wordz, I feel like, is right when he says that the whole Revenge Club can't touch his ish, but he just has to tread carefully when he does say that about A-Reece. I don't think that he intended to include Reece in that line, because Reece is definitely beating Wordz when it comes to verses, when it comes to the discographies, man. The next line that Wordz says is, a couple albums in, but you lack those hits. Now, I believe when he says this line, he's speaking about the amount of hits that these guys have dropped ever since starting their label. Now, obviously, with A-Reece, it's a bit of a different chat, because A-Reece does have a couple of hits, but at the same time, bro, what is a hit? Is a hit a song that has over 1 million plays on Spotify, or is it a hit if the crowd is going crazy at the shows when that song is being performed? Is it a hit if it's all over social media? I don't know, man. I don't even know what the criteria is anymore for a hit. But if you are going numbers wise, I mean, like, A-Reece does have a lot of songs that have touched 1 million streams ever since starting this label with Revenge Club Records. I mean, like, we do have a couple of songs, I believe, from The Burning Tree, Deadlines, and his album Paradise 2. But at the same time, I don't feel like those songs are hits. Now, you guys can disagree with me on this, and that's all good, man, but I just don't feel like those songs are hits. I mean, like, they are great songs at the end of the day, but I just don't feel like they're hits, man. Now, don't take this as me saying that A-Reece doesn't have any hits. He definitely has hits, bro, but under the Revenge Club Records label, I don't feel like he has hits, but he has a lot of great songs though that do have over 1 million streams, if you dig what I'm saying. Now, the next line that Wordz says that is directed at A-Reece is when he says, trying to talk about my business like the shoe size fit. Now, I believe that this line is referencing what A-Reece did say when he said that he doesn't see these trends getting booked. So I believe that Wordz was responding to that with this line. But when he says that, trying to speak about my business like the shoe size fit, I think he might be saying there that A-Reece doesn't really do business the right way, I guess. Or they might be saying that A-Reece isn't really an honest guy in this world of business. And I guess that might be him just saying that how he handled, I guess you could say, the royalty splits from all of their music that they made back then. Maybe that's what he might be referencing, but maybe I might be off with that line. You guys will correct me in the comments if I am wrong about that. But I feel like he might be talking about that, saying that A-Reece isn't really the best businessman to be talking about my business, if you guys get what I'm saying. And then Wordz says that he has about 4 or 5 hits on him. He has Lick Back, On Guard, and Baker Hines. Now, if you ask me, bro, I don't feel like Lick Back is a hit. I think that the song is whack, but that is just my opinion at the end of the day. I don't like that song at all, bro. Every time I hear that song, I literally just skip it. So that's not a hit in my opinion. On Guard, I guess. I mean, like, it has 1 million streams, but that's why I say, bro, like, this whole 1 million streams thing, I don't know if that really justifies the song being a hit, but I guess we can give him that one, I guess, bro. And then we have Baker Hines. Now, Baker Hines isn't really a hit. I mean, like, it's a great song, but that's the one song that I'd say is probably closest to being a hit for Wordz. But I don't think it's a hit, man. I think it's a really fire song, but I just don't think it's a hit, bro. But hey, that just is my opinion at the end of the day, man. Now, if he was saying this because he was trying to go hit for hit with A-Reece, I think that he might have caught the L on this one, because there's no going hit for hit with Reece if you're Wordz, man. I think that Reece just has too many hits in his catalog, and the songs that Wordz mentioned don't even come close to Reece's biggest hits. So yeah, I think it's a miss on that one. But if he is trying to go hit for hit with J Jody, I mean, like, he does catch a W on that one. And then he ends the song off by saying, you was probably dreaming when you told yourself you wrote that ish. Now, this is again referencing the 5-year plan. Reece said that he wrote it Wordz is saying, nah, nigga, you didn't write it, I wrote it. We can't really tell who's telling the truth there, so I guess we'll just leave that line where it is, I guess, and we can't really go too deep into it. But yeah, those are pretty much all of the shots that Wordz did fire at A-Reece in this song. Now, almost every line was like a jab at Reece and his crew, and I really do like this from Wordz. Now, A-Reece has to respond to this. If he doesn't respond to this, personally, I'm looking at him sideways, because he's been talking crazy about these guys, and now when they finally respond, you can't just ignore it. So I'm expecting him to respond. And I believe we did see his producer, Michael Choi, say that he did send him a beat or something like that. So I'm guessing that he's flirting around with the idea that he did send A-Reece a beat to respond to what Wordz is saying with. But at the same time, he might not respond, man. I mean, like, we all know how Reece says he's gonna mize it, and then when he drops another album in future, he might talk about it then. But I mean, like, if he does respond pronto with a single, like in like the next week or so, then that might really start a full-out war, because I think that Wordz is ready to literally go bar for bar with this guy, and I think that Mash Beats is also there to help him as well with production for when this war does start, man. But hey, Wordz literally waging war against this guy, bro. I think that he's tired of Reece, and Mash has been tired of Reece as well. So I think it's about time that these guys finally just, you know, just end this thing, bro. Just diss each other and let's see who's really gonna come out on top. But yeah, Reece doesn't really have to respond to this, but at the same time, if you don't respond, your fans are looking at you crazy because you were dissing these guys. They're responding, so now we're expecting something from you, man. So hey, A-Reece is on the clock, man. You know, we are counting down that clock, so hopefully he does respond. But hey, man, that's pretty much all I got for you guys, man. I mean, like, the project that these guys dropped was fire. Personally, I enjoyed it. You guys let me know your thoughts on that. And hey, man, I will check you guys out in the next one. Peace out.